All right, this is the standing penultimate drill. So the penultimate drill or the penultimate step is the second to last step, penultimate. So ultimate would be the last one, right? So what I'm talking about is if I'm a left-footed jumper, if I take off from my left foot, the penultimate step is your second to last. So it would be my right foot. So I would go right, left, and leave the ground. So the penultimate step is really important because what it allows us to do is lower our center of gravity slightly and get in an optimal position for takeoff. Now, we've run down this runway, and we'll talk about this in a later module, or a later lesson, but we're gonna run down the runway, build up all of this speed, and then jump, right? Well, if I run down this runway and I don't, I'm in the wrong spot to jump, if every time I run down and my hips stay high and I just try to take off without lowering down any, I'm not going to be able to produce a lot of vertical force. I'm not going to be able to get enough of an angle at takeoff to get any height, right? Because we want to get a good height with a lot of velocity to get that parabola, that parabolic curve. So what I do is I can run down this runway and I'm going to have high heel recovery, okay? Just like what we did with our approach drill, right? So you remember the approach, we drove out, low heel recovery, forward lean, we transitioned our torso upright, and then that third section was that turnover, right? We started getting our feet rotating faster. We wanted to increase our stride frequency, right? Boom, boom. And the way we do that is smaller ranges of motion. So high heel recovery and just stepping down. So we're having this turnover coming into penultimate. Well, about 4 steps out, what we're gonna do is say I'm a left-footed jumper, right? So I'm gonna go left foot out. I'm gonna have my left foot is gonna be number 3. I'm still high heel to 3. Then the second to last step is 2. This is my second to last step, which is now my right. That's still high heel recovery, so I'm still going boom, boom. But now when I land, I'm gonna try to lower my center of gravity. And the way I do that is I'm gonna keep my torso upright, and I'm gonna keep this dorsiflex, which means toe up. I'm gonna land flat-footed in a pawing motion. And then this step is now gonna be low heel and snap down. So essentially what I'm trying to do is trying to land flat-footed under my center of gravity and creating a bridge from left to left. So my right foot, or my penultimate leg, is just a bridge. All I'm doing is bridging left to left. So I'm going boom, bridge, boom. So high heel, low heel recovery. So the standing penultimate drill is just working on that rhythm and that cadence, because what happens is when I come down here, I'm actually lowering my center of gravity, or center of mass. So real quick, what is center of mass? Well, the center of mass, my body's made up of mass, and mass is just the stuff, right? So I got stuff on my arms, my legs are made up of stuff, my body's made up of stuff, right? So typically when I just stand here, the center of mass, the center of all my stuff, is about where my belly button is. Most people on average. Now, if I put my arms up over my head, now there's stuff up here. So the center of all of my stuff is actually raised up a little bit, right? So I think about when I'm sprinting or running down a runway, the belly button, I'm going boom, boom, and it's kind of going like a little boing, 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 like a little wave pattern, right? So it's got a little bit of sinuosity every time I'm stepping, boing, boing, boing. That's the center of my mass. Now, when I come down here, boing, 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 that second to last step, I'm gonna come down, and then I'm gonna try to stay down into that last step. So I'm going boing, 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 boing. So I'm trying to lower my center of mass into my takeoff. And that's gonna allow me to create a lot of vertical velocity into that last step. So the way I can do that is land flat-footed under my body and then roll onto it. And then I'm rolling into kind of a rear lean a little bit, and that keeps my body low. I'm thinking of flat-footed, and then I'm thinking of this knee kind of coming forward as I pull the ground backwards. And it's almost like creating a switch action or scissors between my leg. Boom. So I'm pulling the ground and I'm allowing my hips to kind of pop back a little bit and get that rear lean. So I'm boom. All right, so the standing penultimate drill is all I'm trying to do is, because this, when I land here, when I land flat-footed, is going to be a little bit of a longer step. So it's going to be boom, 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 boom. You'll notice that there's maybe a little bit longer time between that last stride because I'm landing flat-footed with a little bit of a bend into it. And then that last step's really quick. So it's going to go boom, 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 boom. A little bit of a change in the cadence, the sound between those ground contacts. So what I can do is just boom, and then just practice having that high heel, high heel, high heel, high heel, high heel, flat step. Boom, 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 flat step. Boom, 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 flat step. And now I can do it on my toes. Boom, 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 flat step. So I'm on my toes, or the balls of my feet, and then when I step, I'm flat, flat, real quickly. That's the standing penultimate, and then we'll move into a more advanced one in one of the next videos.